It's the Cable MTG Show.
What am I doing with this pack, huh? What do you want to do with this pack? There's an Ocelot Pride, a Thoughtseize, a Pyrogoyf. Those are the three cards that stand out to me as like quote-unquote premium picks. I really enjoyed Surveillance Cam with Goblin Welder. That's been sick. You wouldn't take the Cam here, but if you really wanted like Moxite and Cam, you'd have to take one of them, right? Just hoping you find the Welder. That's a little ambitious. Love an Upheaval. I didn't draft Ocelot. I didn't draft White Aggro at all yesterday. Let's do a little bit of that. Let's cat it up. Find a way to start a stream. Ooh. Hot cat on cat action. Should we cat tribal? Umazawa's is kind of cute with the Ocelot Pride. It's good with First Strike and the life gain. Can just like give you tokens without risking the Pride itself. I've been kind of meaning to do more green-white anyway. I think we trophied with it yesterday, right? Or maybe it was 2 days ago. We had like the green-white Gear Hulk built around that. Played out really well. Manadork, Palace Jailer, Savannah. I was mad the other day when I drafted green-white. The Savannah didn't wheel. I was like, what the fuck? Little figure of fable business. The Trilands tripped me up. They used to have a different border. I do prefer the old border for sure. But for a while, the land that had that border was just like Ancient Tomb. So every time they show up, I'm like, Ancient Tomb? Oh, no, okay. It's just those. Walking Ballista is kind of cute with the Scythecat Cub 1/1 counters. Well, watch Street there, puppy girl. Hell yeah, Debut. Debut has brought the energy, and I'm here for it. Is Lightning Greaves interesting? I like Caryatid if you end up 3 colors. 3 colors plus. I like it a lot less 2 colors. Could grab a PV. Let's grab the Greaves. Greaves gives green-white something different, right? Elves, Iceberg, Gear Hulk. Let's how many cards are going to be left in this? 2 cards. So I think there's a high chance that Bright Glass Gear Hulk is one of the last 2 cards. But I'm going to grab it here. Just make sure I get it. I've been talking about playing this thing, trying it out. I haven't played it yet. Normally, I think I would take Force of Vigor here. I like Force of Vigor a lot. But we got to try this new bit of business. This is an interesting spot because Adeline plays really well with this Lightning Greaves. But there's also a natural order. We could do the natural order thing. Well, we already have a bunch of 4-drops. Maybe we'll just have this be like near the top. And so the Raves are rich thick. I mean, it is my color combo, right? It does help me like play the Gear Hulk and stuff. But what if we get Stoneforge, right? When do we get Stoneforge for that Call to Complete? I like that idea. Hey, sup, Connoisseur? Connoisseur, would you have ditched one of these 3 for a natural order? Yeah, no Savannah wheel. People keep on taking it. They're like, a Savannah? That's an old duel. Am I going to play green-white? No, but I will have a duel to look at. Hey, sup, Bardaboos? Everybody. What did I just do? There we go. A little fetch action. A little landfall for my cub. Pilgrim, usually worse than Elena Were Elves, but, I mean, we know all these double whites. Someone was talking about the Nadu splash earlier. What are the other options? Currency Converter, Fairy, Prismatic Ending, Chariot. Chariot's sick with Lightning Greaves, I will say that, but I guess Nadu is better with Lightning Greaves. Okay. And then wheel the Green Sun Zenith, and then like we can get Cub or Nadu with the Green Sun. Just covering dinner plans, letting people know what's up. So currently, the Sage of the Skies is not very good. The big issue is that we just don't have like Moxen and stuff to make it like a turn 2/3s. And playing a 1-drop into it is fine, but it's not busted, right? It's not like why Sage of the Skies has a high win rate. Meanwhile, I think the deck kind of needs a card like Council's Judgment. We're not doing like anything too especially broken, so I think we need good interaction. I think we need good removal and stuff. And Judgment will help with that. So gross. This pack's gross. I don't know what to do with this. Cry. Ooh. A Temple Garden. I think I dig the Sanctum. Lotus Petal for the Gearhulk to grab is kind of cool. The other day when I was playing Gearhulk, I had a Mox that I could go tutor up, and like grabbing a Mox and a 1-drop to run out was kind of satisfying, right? Lotus Petal obviously not as good as a Mox, but you could do something similar. I think I'm just going to grab this Sanctum. A little Air Temple action. Too bad Gearhulk can't grab lands. Could grab a Shadow Spear, though. I could see that being relevant. I really like that. I really like that Mole Man I just passed. But you can't draft everything, right? A lot of times you pass a card and someone in chat's like, "No love for that." Wow, I can't believe you didn't even consider the other card. It's like, well, they're all being considered. How about that? Hungry Hippas. Thanks for the sob. Thanks for 24 months there, the 2 years. Safekeeper for Nadu. Safekeeper is kind of a combo with Nadu. Not really the same thing as Lightning Greaves. Or even a Scythecat Cub. It's better at like protecting Nadu than it is comboing with Nadu. Very solid chance I play this here and here. Especially if we get a Trop, then it'll just fix for everything. Probably not playing that Nissa, but maybe. I really like this Nissa with Bristly Bill. Sometimes you can kill people very quickly. You'd settle for a Noble Hierarch? You should learn not to settle. So the Halfling's not very good at playing this Bright Glass Gearhulk. It is good at casting Nadu. Thinking about the Multiversal Passage. Passage tends to wheels a lot. I love Shurikai. This is probably not the deck for it. Well, I'll take the damn Mana Dork. Yeah, Giver Runes is tempting. Not a bad Gearhulk grab. I'm going to take this Parallax Wave, though. Oh, shit, what up? Hey, Tubbs Malloy, thanks for the sub. Thanks for 107 months. So the Ketria Triumph could help with his Nadu Splash. Otherwise, we're grabbing Pest Infestation. Yeah, now the Generous Ent can grab blue and the Wooded Foothills can grab blue. Cutting the Garden, it's one less comes to play tap land. I only want so many comes to play tap lands. Hey, good evening, Overvoltage. Mr. Caleb Wood. I think we want this Bristly Bill. That's what I think. That Thari is a pretty easy splash. We have Ketria Triome and Jetmir's Garden that I could come back to. Same with Bloodbraid Challenger. Face, thanks to the sub, thanks to the 14 months. The Ephemerite's not bad. I'd like it a lot better if we had a subtlety here. Having 3-bit Inspector for Gearhulk to grab is kind of interesting. Just make sure that Gearhulk can always get a card. I haven't played with Jennifer Walters yet. The Mighty and Adored is new. Jennifer is new. The Jacked Rabbit is very good with the Pumpage and the Lightning Greaves. So that's tempting. That's a tempting grab, but I'm going to take the new card. Lava Spur Boots pairs with Nadu a lot better than Shadow Spear does. Let's have Shadow Spear be a sideboard card. Never got Stoneforge Mystic for the Cauldron. I'm probably going to have to play this Skyclave thingy. I bet a real nerd got to spoil this card. A sick Gearhulk deck. I'd be more excited about this Gearhulk if we had like a Black Lotus or something. I want the coast. Do I need more playables? No, we're good on playables. Yeah, let's take the land. Make the Nadu even a little bit more free. I think I'd rather have the Path than the Lush Portico. Sometimes being able to fetch Surveil land is really nice. But we do already have some comes to play tap lands. And I like the Path here. Hey, the Jorked Rabbit came back. We did find Bristly Bill for the Nissa. I could still see cutting the Nissa. Some hot Calebon cube action. You fucking know it. You'd got the Umazawas. Could do. I do like the Umazawas with the Ocelot Pride. But we do have a few other pieces of equipment. I think I like Spellbinder. Having flying critters is nice when you're fighting over the Monarchy. The Pride is not the cut now. The decks where Pride doesn't fit are decks that, like, aren't applying pressure and don't have removal to force it through. We've got those things. That's great here. Yeah, I'm thinking about Nissa. I do like Nissa and Bill a lot. I do like that Nissa can be uncounterable off of the Delighted Halfling. Nice to have a few cards that pairs well with. Oh, my pizza's almost here. I'll cut the damn Nissa. This is 9 green sources and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 white. That's kind of perfect. I'm eating my pizza. I have no idea what you're talking about, Skronker. You think Skyclave should be able to hit lands? That doesn't sound very balanced. What about just non-basics? Interesting. So I was planning on Michelangeloing. And just, like, attacking for a shitload. I am now the mighty monarch. Skyclave can hit lands, but makes a Merit Lodge token when destroyed. Well, that doesn't seem very fair. People would just sacrifice it and sack it to Cabal Therapy. Make it 2020. They found a Damnation and an Ocelot Pride. They could have stacked it such that they had an Ocelot Pride post-Damnation. They did the other thing. Skyclave can hit lands, but you play a game of you play Shurharazad afterwards. Kind of reminds me of that meme card I saw. I think it cost like 5 colors of mana. It might have been like 7 total. It was like a coalition type victory type mana cost. And it made all the players play a sub game of Twilight Imperium, and the winner draws a card. Just one of the few times a joke card has just made me lose my shit. Yeah, I think minus Walters plus Lion Sash is fine. Oops. Shit. I guess that's fine. I meant to play the figure, though. Yeah, the idea here is to self-path, because our hand is so mana-hungry. What have you been here? Got me. Ooh, napkins. We're going to wait for the ability to go on the stack first, and then activate Lion Sash. They've got this ignoble hierarch, so like if you activate prematurely, they could play something else, and then the Internal Witness could get value. Might have been better to put the Lion Sash on the cat token. Would have made it like immune to random removal spells and such. Green Sun for 3. Oh, you know what I should have done? Is just served him with the sash and then put it on the Scythe Cat Cub. And then I'd be pumping the Trampler. Hmm. Could use a Parallax Wave here or something. Hmm. So I could suit up with the boots, but I think I want to keep on holding up the Lion Sash activation. This way you can eat a 2-2. Don't love that. Take 11, go to 2. Hate it. Then they'll have the Woodfall Primus back to block here. Pretty much impossible to get in 13. Parallax Wave would still win. That one does not. The one plane's up. Well, if we had 2 planes, they would just kill. They would start by killing the Lion Sash. It wouldn't matter. They had a blocker, Jackfish. They block it. No, there's nothing. You can look at the deck right here. You're like asking if there's anything to draw off the clue with the deck list in front of you in multiple places. Yeah, don't drive and fucking type in my chat. What's wrong with you? Looks like there's slow dredging over there. Yeah, that was my impression, Dabu. I was like, what the fuck? You can go back and look, Jackfish. We didn't have 18 damage. It wasn't enough. They blocked the Adeline. They'd blown up the equipment, right? So you're getting like 7 damage in. They're at 13. Do you need me to fucking rewind the stream to show you? Get a fucking crayon drawing in here. Well, I don't think it's particularly close. Hey, thanks for the sub, New Green. Yeah, opponent definitely trying to reanimate that Woodfall Primus. So you take the reanimate here. They spend their whole turn reanimating. They take 8. They kind of lose that game. What happens if they just hit a land and play sneak attack? One issue, yeah, I guess taking Reanimator and Entomb doesn't stop them from Entomb plus Reanimate if they hit a Black Source off the top. Yeah, I'm actually going to grab the sneak attack here. Hey, thanks for the $10 there, Warren. You hope nobody else is melting today. I did a little bit of outdoor work, but it was like early in the morning, so I wasn't melting. It wasn't too bad. And then I had a nice soak afterwards. I think I finally got those holes where they need to be. I assume this is blowing up Greaves. They have 2 sneak effects? Yeah, but they're too slow, right? Hey, much love right back at you, Night's Arm. We're on the draw. I'm going to keep a ballsy one. I'm going to keep a one-lander. One of the big issues with this hand is that, like, we don't really do much if the Delighted Halfling dies. Even if we hit our land. We'll see. The reward is there, though. We've got the risk. There also has to be reward. If you're keeping a risky hand, the payoff's got to be there. We got Nadu plus thing. We got legends to make uncounterable with the halfling. We got stuff going on. We have banned in value vintage Nadu. Really? Nadu got banned? That's funny. I was actually building value vintage decks earlier. I got a mono green Stompy deck and a ninja deck put together now. And I want to build a balanced control deck, but, you know, only so much time in the day. I'm going to pause this. Let's play Warren's Song Request. Oh shit, what up? Bartaboo's gifting 5 subs. Congratulations to Dr. Scott Strange, Nuluno, Marfgar, Estadispo, and Bulge. Congratulations, folks. Thanks, Bartaboo's. I guess I'm doing this. Instead of banning Nadu, the value vintage community should have just bought out the cheap copies of Nadu, drove the price up. Yeah. The thing is, I don't think the community is large enough to do something like that. It's weird because, like, if value vintage ever became actually popular, then it would, like, drive up card prices and, like, nothing would be playable. It's a format that, like, has to stay niche for it to work. It does seem sweet, though. Metric does rule, yeah. I don't know why the US doesn't switch to it. Part of the fun of the format? Yeah, but, like, you don't want the format itself to be dictating that. At a certain point, like, you have a worse problem. You remember when, like, in Standard, they'd have to, like, ban everything every, like, few years? At a certain point, you end up with something worse than that, where, like, people just don't get to have decks for more than a month or two. Hey, you land. Hell yeah. Oh, they uptick to Johnny, I see. So I was planning on pathing this broadside, actually, but I think, and I still can, I still have that option. Like I can just equip the spur here and serve the Ajani for 5 and path. That's probably the safe play. But I'm tempted to play out the Jackrabbit and put the boots on it. Needed the format snapshotted prices once per year and base them off that. Yeah. One of the nice things about it not doing that is that it's like very easy to see what's legal. Like you can just build a deck. And then like you can go on Moxfield, build a deck, set it to set prices based on TCG player, and then you just have you can see if your deck's legal or not, and that's really nice. And you do lose that if you're doing like a snapshot in time type deal. The format becomes extremely complex, right? Any value to Adeline? Well, I'd have to tap out for Adeline. I wouldn't have been able to give it haste. The boots on the rabbit are real nice. It gives me blockers for the broadside, potentially, right? And then pumping the rabbit with the boots is good. And actually, again, had mana to do all that. Whereas if I played the Adeline, I would get a 1/1/1 token. I would have 1 + 3 is 4, which is not enough to kill a 5 toughness planeswalker. Are killing the Nadu yet? Yeah. I wanted the trigger Neop Stars. I got the trigger. I was happy with it. Sorry, my math was wrong. So Skyclave has 2 triggered abilities, which makes me want to... So now the Leaves Play trigger resolves. But Caleb, you could have made another 1/1. Yeah, a single 1/1. You're fine, Neop Stars. I like drawing cards. You got that Nadu, you want to draw the cards. That's like the whole thing, right? Like why I'm splashing this thing. Umezawa's is very clunkers. But I could see it just like picking apart their creature base. I think Walters is coming out again. A flipped Walters, She-Hulk seems very hard for them to beat. Spellbinder seems kind of poor here. Just all the equipment, just every single piece of equipment. I think Wandering Emperor is better than this one on the draw. Well, this hand sucks. All right, we got our form. Yeah, I did think about pathing the broadside. That was the very tempting other line for sure. Starting to think this Moldifor might not get there. Anybody listen to the new KGLW track? I haven't heard it. Is it dope? This is plenty of pressure and protection with the giver, huh? Missing some colors. We got some stuff to do in the interim. With an album title of Alien Metal, you're hoping something for closer to Blood Incantation, but you enjoyed it. Is it not that heavy? They had another album title that made me hope for something heavier. That Mushrooms one. Ice, Death, Planet, Lungs, Mushrooms, and Lava. I was like, oh, this is gonna be sick as shit. And it had like a good jam or two on it, but overall not one of my favorites. I was originally gonna jack this rabbit, but maybe it's better to play it for one more and just like keep on hitting with Ocelot Pride. I mean, we're getting enough critters that the abandoned air temple is starting to look scary. Okay, and they're just gonna pay the one. Yeah, there's an argument for just serving with the rabbit and just getting your two tokens, and then potentially blowing out a multi-block. I like this though. My rabbit. Very possible I'm supposed to be. I guess the boots should have moved over. Very possible I'm supposed to be just making more tokens with the Wandering Emperor. Because if I hit that 5th land for the Abandoned Air Temple, I'd rather have a wider board. Getting the damage is relevant, though. They're at 7. Okay. If you run the no blocks and then rip a land for the abandoned, you do just get to win. I'll just block up. It would take quite the turn to come back here. That is not an ideal start. The classic Driflin. The old nice mana crypt friend. A lot of tap lands here. This is kind of why I hate tri-lands. This hand's not impressive, but I do think it's a little bit better. Black-red in the finals. Yeah, that's what I was expecting to get grabbed. Yeah, Path being instant speed is nice. But it does have its downsides, aim. I like that we're shuffling our Gearhulk back in. I'll get another Bill trigger. Would a 1-mana sorcery exile target creature with no drawbacks be playable? Oh, yeah. Like, people play Oust in Vintage Cube, you know? I love that Monarch. We're 1 land away from this Jennifer, too. They like to use their bombardment, right? I think they were thinking that, like, my hand's full of removal, so I can, like, free up the removal spell that's under the bat anyway. That is, like, a big reason of why I targeted the Mana Dork with the build. Like, you kind of forced them to make a decision, like, are you going to kill this thing or aren't you? Hey, thanks, Larry the Boss. I was hoping somebody would notice. Oh, one thing I just realized. The Monarch Giver, the new one, is a green card. I can green Sun Zenith for it. Try doing that with Palace Jailer. Also triggers Nadu. Kind of cool. Matchup seems like kind of similar to the last one. Where these anti-aggro cards look kind of interesting. We never actually got to play the She-Hulk. Spellbinder, particularly vulnerable against Goblin Bombardment. And then we can bring in Wandering Emperor again, and I guess this. It's possible Jennifer Walters is better. Got a new sparkling tea to try out here. Earl Grey. Hey, that's not bad. Ingredients: carbonated water, Earl Grey black tea, hops, organic black tea, organic Yopon tea, and tartaric acid. Isn't Yopon that, like, North American? Yeah, the holly. The one natural form of caffeine here in the States. I've had tea from it that was just that plant, and it's pretty good. Very mild in flavor. No, my Power Up is pretty unique in that regard. Took me a lot of getting used to. to start thinking of the power-up cost as just like the actual cost of the card. MTG Arena actually does that. The flip, or I'm sorry, Magic the Gathering Online actually does that when you export it. And the folks at Moxfield were good enough to like add a feature to flip it. And it looks like I went through the process of flipping it correctly, but then I didn't click the save button. Should be good now. I'm actually really happy with them for doing that, because that's something that I've wanted for a long time. I was like manually copy pasting to switch the sideboard and main deck. Miserable. Doesn't sound like a big deal until you do it like 6 or 7 times a stream, and you're just like, there's got to be a better way. There's just got to be. Don't do that. It's not kind. We kind of got to decide if we're gonna Skyclave on 3 or Nadu on 3. I think I'm gonna Apparition. Note that this means we are not playing Nadu on 4 even, because they have to get a comes into play tapped land. That's why it's a kind of a big decision there. Currently, we don't have anything that pops off with the Nadu, though, and we already have a Skyclave target. Not so delighted now, are you? No. Well, they didn't hit a land drop. But they had one anyway, sure. I think I might be fucked. That's what I think. Maybe Parallax Wave could give me some time. Alright, we'll just draw our Wrath of God here. Oh shit! Hey Snow Yeti, thanks for the sob, the 48 months. The 4 goddamn years. Not fucking bad. This is kind of what I was expecting. And they discard to get a card off Inti. Then the Robber exiles a card off my deck. And they see all those cards before they decide if they want to activate the Concealing Curtains or not. Oh, I should make sure that doesn't get exiled. Looks like they got a Lava Spur Boots off my deck, which is unfortunate because that's something that they can play and flip their curtains if they want to. I assume they will take the Nadu. God, Nadu and Greaves. Would have been nice to be able to put the counter on the Figure of Fable. I think I gotta make the Cub a 3/3. They have other creatures, right? They got 2/2/2s and a 1/1 here. We're not actually going to put the Greaves on the Cub, because then the Cub won't be able to put 1/1 counters on himself. That's good enough for me. Actually, I should have taken the draw there, because, like, Parallax Wave would have gotten the Nadu back on my side. Could have been real. Yeah, still like Umezawa's. I'm going to keep it like this. If the Ketchu Triumph was a breeding pool, that game might have gone a little bit better for me. What do you like cutting, Agni Kai? Am I more of a Viagra man or a Cialis man? I have my own concoction. The Ent. The Ent is a land. You're suggesting going to 16 lands on the play? Usually I recommend shaving a land on the draw sometimes if you think it's close. If you think the deck is close to being a 16 land deck, it's pretty safe to run 17 on the play and then cut one on the draw sometimes. But I don't think we can really afford to miss our land drops. We also have a lot to do with our mana. We've got figure activations. We got Umezawa's equipments. Bristly Bill activations. Some X spells in there. Abandoned Air Temple to activate. I think it's just a 17 land deck. Horny Goatweed. Yeah, a little bit of Horny Goatweed. A little bit of Diesel. No, Agni. Is that modern staple Umezawa's you see in my deck? Yep. So you get Temple Guard in here, and then have your double white for Skyclave, or you can get that damn Triumph out of your deck. I think I'm gonna do that. Might feel silly if I just draw forests, but we have other stuff to do with our hand besides the Skyclave. Got me. Should have played the Michelangelo first. I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about my other options, and then I just like auto-played the fucking land, and then I was like, Like my bill here could be a 6/6. Just charmping, just straight up charmping. That I did not expect. Oh yeah, Bional. That I believe that command came about because I was always mispronouncing the damn thing. My entire hand is good here. Yeah, but it'd be kind of it would be better than most of this hand, right? It'd be better than playing this one or this one. Pretty similar to the Parallax Wave. The last turn where they tapped out for another 2/2, it would have been better than P-Wave. Sure. And they got the One Ring protection, so no reason to serve. Just collect our Monarch card. And hopefully they don't do anything too busted here. That kind of reads like a Toxic Deluge. You don't want to block with a Bristly Bill because then they have to pay less life. You want to make them pay the full 5 here. So now I need to rip planes. Now the issue is that they're going to take the monarchy. Kind of a big issue. Hold on, they discarded the Thoughtseize. Kind of implies that they have another discard spell, so we path here, and then they just make me discard the Parallax Wave. But a discard spell would take the path anyway, so I think I'm still kind of pressured into it. Oh, you think the Thoughtseize -2 life is an issue? Oh, see, it's kind of hard for them to beat the P-Wave, though. Even with the Monarchy. I guess you're right. Oh, that's a fine answer to their own One Ring, sure. Yeah, I don't think they should have been the Thoughtseize. Where were you, Planes? I'm just mad because I could still have the Monarchy. Yep, they draw 3, and then they sack. Well, they didn't sack. Take another 3 first, sure. I'd call because then they get another 4 cards. It's a lot of cards. Ready for that critter? Yeah, I mean, Nadu seems like the best, but there's a lot of things that would look quite strong here. Well, they certainly have some cards to work with. Any winners from Marvel for Cube so far? Yeah, there was a card I was talking about yesterday. Everyone keeps on asking me that, and every time somebody asks me, I'm like, I don't know all the fucking cards. And then yesterday I was in the middle of a match, and I was like, this card is so fucking good. And that's just my answer to it, but I don't remember what it is right now. Mole Man, thank you, Frozen Phoenix. I knew somebody would remember. That card's very impressive. You get a Fast Bond and a Gaia's Cradle and a Mole Man, you're just fucking, you're living the dream right there. And my experience with the green Fast Bond decks is that's like exactly what they want to look like. The Wasp has not been impressive for me. It's like fine. Yeah, I was worried about stuff like this. Depending on how much reach they have, I might just be dead here. Alright, deck. I could use a good card. The guy that works for me. Oh, I got by the Shieldred's Edict. Fair enough. Got a little 4 power something. Pretty much anything kills me. Oh, that one certainly does. So the Pyroglyph was set to come back. It only deals 5 damage, but then you can like gain 3 life from the food token. But if they're giving like almost anything haste, like it just has to be 2 power to close the difference, right? Yeah, the game started real good, and then it went sideways real fast. I think if we had drawn that third white source a turn sooner,